You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, now we're here from Drakewing Gaming, stepping down on Twitter the Gaming Dragon. As one of you kindly reminded me, I still have an unfinished Adine run for Angels With Scaly Wings, so let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. But if he was going to throw it out, it might still be in the bin. And the plot thickens. He cocked his head to the side. We both peered into the trash can that was next to the table, but it was empty. I'm sorry to disappoint you. This is an emotional roller coaster. If you came in a few hours ago, we might have still had it. Well, it's no big deal. I guess I'll just have to hold on to the X-Men sphere for a bit longer. All right. I'll have to get back to work now. We'll contact you if we need anything else. Sure. Take care. You too. Finally, a free day. What should I do? Meet with Adine. Here we are again. Just a minute! I hope I didn't forget anything. You said something about going to the beach. Yep. You know, I'm glad they decided not to send you away after all. And me too. Oh, guess who got our entry confirmation for the sunflying competition? Don't be silly, Keegan. I've got it right here in black and white. We are happy to confirm your entry into the annual stunt flying competition. Please have your competitor number ready and show up at the organizers booth at the summer festival by. Well, who cares about the rest? I'm in. That's great. Yeah, but the festival's pretty soon. I have to make the most time. I have to make the most of the time I have until the. Let me try that again. I have to make the most of the time until then to get my skills up to par. I thought you already had years of experience. Yeah, but now I have to practice the best routine I can possibly come up with. Not to mention making sure I can execute it flawlessly when the time comes. Practicing in general is very different than practicing for an event like this one. I see. Are you ready to see some stunt flying? Sure. Let's go then. So, this is where you usually practice? I practice just about anywhere, but today's a nice day for a beach visit. Water and sand are also good surfaces to practice complicated maneuvers on, in case you can't make the landing. Makes sense. Well, don't let me hold you up. No, I can't just start practicing right now. I'm still giddy with excitement from getting that letter earlier. Besides, I wanted to hang out with you while we're here as well. Sounds good to me. Do you visit the beach often? Not really, except for practice, that is. It does make for a nice backdrop while I fly, though. I see. Do you ever go to the beach? No, it's not something that was possible for me the last couple of years, but it certainly used to be something other people would do. I see. Sunning yourself can be nice sometimes, but I'm not really a fan of going swimming. There is so much more you can do at the beach, though. Like what? You already mentioned sunning. You ever get a tan? What's that? I guess that's a no then. To be fair, you are completely covered in scales, so I imagine you wouldn't be affected. Tanning is a reaction of the skin when it's exposed to sunlight. If humans stay in the sun for a while, our skin can get darker. How strange. And if you're exposed for too long, we can even get what is called a sunburn. And what's that? Well, the skin can take on a reddish tint, and it can also be painful and cause dizziness. So you have to be careful not to stay in the sun for too long? Pretty much, though that isn't necessarily true for all of us. Depending on the skin tone, people can be more or less affected. People can be more or less affected by the radiation. I see. That sounds kind of complicated. Does that mean we shouldn't stay here for too long? Don't worry about it. I see. Just let me know if I need to do anything. Sure, will do. You said you don't like swimming all that much. Why is that? Well, as you can imagine, I prefer the air to the sea, even though we flyers have quite a relationship with the water. What kind of relationship are we talking about? We use it to hunt. I see. So you go fishing but can't swim all that well. Pretty much. We can do enough to safely hunt and paddle on the surface, but that's about it. If we actually want to go swimming, it's recommended we wear a life vest. Is it that bad? Our wings are made for flying, not for swimming. The movements and musculature are rather different. With some training we can learn to swim better, but it still wouldn't be really effective. I see. And besides, who would choose to learn to swim if we already have the air to ourselves? Flying is just your thing, I guess. Pretty much. You made it sound as if beaches are a pretty important thing for humans. I wouldn't say important. Rather, it's a unique way for people to spend time. It was often done as a leisure activity or a way to spend holiday vacations. That sounds pretty important to me. What else did you do at the beach? Let me think. I got an idea and started looking for something in the sand on the ground. With a bit of digging, I found a flat, smooth stone and showed it to her. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do with this? Not really. Now let me show you something. I went to the edge of the water, followed closely by Adine. Now watch this. I extended my arm with the best technique I could muster before I threw the stone towards the water. Spinning in the air, the stone bounced on the water's surface a few times before it sunk into the sea. What was that? Stone skipping. Never heard of it? No, how'd you do that? I could show you. I looked around for another suitable stone and soon found one near the edge of the water. Let's start with the stone. Ideally, we want one that has a big surface area, but is as flat as possible. Got it. This one is also really smooth, which helps. Okay, so we need smooth, flat stones. Now, the technique is also pretty important. I'm not sure how well this will translate to your anatomy, but I'll just show you how I do it, and then we can figure out what you can do. Okay. Hold the stone like this, extend your arm, and curl it like this. Then you have to throw it in such a way it stays relatively stable in the air, but spins as fast as you can make it. Alright. I do it like this. I threw the stone once again, showing her how it subsequently bounced a few times over the water's surface before it sunk into the sea. I'm not sure if I can do that. We'll see. Maybe we can figure something out. Let's look for a stone first. Okay. We both started looking for another appropriate stone. I saw Adine scratching around the sand with one of her feet. She crouched down to pick up something before she returned to me. Here, what about this one? That should work. See, you've already got that part down. Guess so. Okay, now for the technique. She was holding the stone in the claws at the edge of her wing. I tried to guide her by pulling her wing back like I would an arm, but it became clear to me that it lacked a lot of maneuverability an arm would have. For the throw, you'll want to move your wing forward as fast as you can. At the very end of the extension, let go of the stone. I'll try. I could see her moving her wing awkwardly. She pushed it forward before releasing the stone, which sunk without bouncing a single time. That didn't work. Yeah, there wasn't really enough spin on it. Let me try again. Alright. I waited a few steps into the water to retrieve the stone she'd thrown only moments ago. Here you go. I'll try something different this time. Feel free. Instead of using her wings, she took the stone into the dexterous claws on one of her feet, and she continued to stand on the other leg. Effortlessly, she pulled her leg back before rapidly moving it forward and releasing the stone. It flew in a bit of an upward arch before it bounced off the water's surface once and subsequently sunk into the ocean's waters. Nice! Not bad, huh? I had no idea you could do that with your leg. Actually, our legs are what we mainly use to grab things. It only gets complicated if I'm supposed to be moving at the same time, like when I'm waiting in the cafe. Interesting. I suppose for someone who's hunting while flying, that's pretty much a requirement. It is. Actually, if I'm at home and eating chips or something, I usually use my feet as well. I wish I could do that with my feet. Oh, really? Yeah, some monkeys actually can. They basically have hands instead of feet. So they have 4 hands? Yep. That seems like it'd be handy, but I think I like my wings better. That was a neat trick, though, so what else can you do at the beach? I don't know, build sandcastles? I haven't done that in like 2 decades. I tried to imagine what Adine building a sandcastle would look like. Based on what I knew now, she probably wouldn't be using her wings. Would you believe if I told you we used to have contests for building sandcastles back home? Really? Yeah, people would build huge, detailed sculptures that would be taller than both of us, just with sand. Oh, wow, that sounds hard, though. Huh, I'm not sure I have the patience for that. To me, it seems a bit of a shame to build big, elaborate sculptures out of something like sand that clearly won't last. I mean, if you're going to spend so much time on it, why not create something that will stay? Let's see. It's actually the point of those contests. Oh, really? Yep, people demonstrate their skill in creating these sculptures, and by using something like sand, they prove that it doesn't matter if the sculpture gets destroyed in the end because they can just do it again if they like. I see, that's pretty interesting. Actually, it's not unlike your stunt flying competition. How so? Well, during our competition, nothing lasting is created from the performance itself. It's all about the experience and memories. You have to prove that you were skilled enough to do those stunts right at the very moment just for the competition. That's a good point. I'm in the mood for a snack. Should I get something for you as well? Yes, please. Excuse me. Alright. You can watch me if you like. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from it. You want to teach me how to fish? Sure, since you taught me the... what was it called again? Stone skipping. Right, since you taught me the stone skipping, I can show you how to fish. Okay. We actually have two very different ways of doing it. There's hunting and angling. Personally, I prefer hunting, though. I can see why. Let me demonstrate. She took a few steps back, then started running towards the edge of the sea, rapidly flapping her wings. She jumped into the air at the last second, taking off and flying around the area. I could see her staring at the sea intently, circling a few times before descending towards the water's surface, claws extended. When she got close enough, her claws suddenly sunk into the water, only to reappear with a fish in their grasp. Afterwards, she returned and landed near me. Did you see that? Yeah, but I think my distinct lack of wings would probably prevent me from doing the same thing. You don't have to do exactly the same thing. In the end, I'm just grabbing them right out of the sea. You could do that. I'm not so sure about that. I bet it's a lot easier with your claws. Fish can be pretty slippery. I guess you have a point. Well, there's still the other method. Angling. Yep, angling. See my tail? She showed me her tail. At its end, there was a fork in it, with a distinct shape, size, and color. It reminded me a lot of a banana. What about it? This is the bait. She sat down near the edge of the water, letting her tail hang down it. This can take a while sometimes, but there are techniques which can speed up the process. The right amount of movement attracts different kinds of fish. That way, we can even choose what we're going to get. And that works? Yeah, not all the time, but often enough. Interesting. There are even groups that exchange tips and such for angling this way. Suddenly, I saw her whip her tail upwards, which caused a fish to be launched towards the beach where it landed on the ground with an audible thud. There you go. That didn't take too long. It can be very hit or miss. I just got lucky this time, and it's not even the kind of fish I really wanted. I guess that's why I prefer hunting. Yep, and you also don't get the nibble scars on your tail where the fish bite you. I see. Though I suppose angling is also going to be hard for you without a forked tail like we have. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna pause it right there. It's late. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Oh, y'all, don't forget to check out the new Sissel Not Safe for Work video. It's up on our Discord, y'all, and if y'all want to see all of our Not Safe for Work videos, it's as little as $5 to get into our Patreon. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!